Hello and welcome. My name is Afar Iqbal, and you're watching the Mojo story, the big breaking story that we are tracking since morning. The Supreme Court has given its verdict in the Bilkis Bano case. It's a big blow for the Gujarat government. The court has quashed remission of all the 11 convicts who were released last year. The Supreme Court has, in its order, said that the exemption order lacks competence and all those convicts, those rapists, will have to go back to jail. The order further says that the Gujarat government was complicit with the convicts in misleading the court in the first place. Thereafter, the court had, in fact, asked the Gujarat government to look into their remission, and afterwards, a committee was set up, a panel was set up, and on the basis of the recommendations of that panel, all of them were released. They were released to garlands and to laddus that were given to them on their release. They got a heroic welcome, a warm welcome when they were released. And thereafter, the people on the panel, one of them, when Mojo Story spoke to, said that they were sanskari Brahmins or cultured Hindus. Now today's Supreme Court verdict is extremely significant. It has overturned the Gujarat government decision to grant remission to all the 11 convicts involved in the gang rape of Bilkis Bano and the murder of 7 of her family members during 2002 Gujarat riots. Now, Bilkis Bano, who was just 21 years old and 5 months pregnant during the horrific events, experienced grave atrocities amidst the riots that followed the Godhra train burning incident in Gujarat. Her 3-year-old daughter was among the victims. Now, this today's judgment, obviously, the key point is that the remission has been nullified. The Supreme Court has declared that Gujarat government's remission order of the 11 convicts stands null and void, which essentially means that all of them, the convicts, will have to go back to jail. These convicts were released on August 15, 2022, following the remission. The court underscored that the Gujarat government lacked the jurisdiction to issue the remission order. It clarified that appropriate government for deciding on remission is the state within those territorial limits the accused are sentenced, which essentially means that if they have to seek a remission, they will have to approach the Maharashtra state, not the Gujarat state, because the Mumbai High Court had in fact uh, uh, g- awarded that life sentence to all those convicts after the case was moved from Gujarat to Mumbai. The CBI had given its verdict, and that was upheld by the CBI court's verdict was upheld by the Mumbai High Court verdict. Mumbai High Court, in fact, termed it as massacre. So, even if at all they have to seek remission, they have to approach Maharashtra, not Gujarat. That is according to the Supreme Court judgment. So the breather that they got for more than a year, they'll is has ended. They have to go back to jail. That is the operative part of that verdict, and they have been given a 2 weeks period to report back to the jail authorities. That is the time that they have been given. Now, the bench has concluded that the Supreme Court order that on May 13, 2022, instructing the Gujarat government to decide on remission was procured through fraud and suppression of facts. Now, remember, this was the order on the basis of which the Gujarat government established that panel which recommended the release of the 11 convicts, saying that they had served the term of 14 years and they're just following the standard operating procedure, which according to which they can seek remission and they can be released. Now, the Gujarat government's decision to release them had triggered outrage from the opposition party, the activists, and a bunch of public interest litigations were filed in the court, including the one that was filed by Bilkis Bano, and Supreme Court conducted a hearing for 11 days. Thereafter, the judgment was kept reserved, and now that judgment has been pronounced. Essentially, that judgment has indicated that all of these 11 men who were garlanded and given laddus when they were released last year on the 15th of August will have to go back to jail. That is the operative part of the judgment, and in case they want to seek uh, their release, they will have to approach the Maharashtra state, not the Gujarat state, will have to decide on this, because that is the territorial boundary where from the case was decided. It was decided in the Mumbai High Court, which termed the incident as a massacre at that point in time. But the big story is that the court has said that the Gujarat uh, has been complicit. The Gujarat government has been complicit with the convicts in misleading the court. That's a big development. Of course, this will have implication on other cases as well. Many would say that it's important in the sense that this will also set the terms for the release and remission of others who are facing similar sentences. So clearly, the court coming out strongly against that remission order, and in fact reversing that remission order, which essentially means that all these 11 men who were who got a heroic welcome, they were warmly received when they were released. In fact, there were videos and photos of them splashed all over when they were released, indicating that that they had come back, and some of the reports suggested they had gone back to their work. One of them was a lawyer, and he had gone back to his practice. But all of that stands reverse now, and they will have to go back to jail. We are, of course, keeping a track of this story all through the day. But for now, thanks so much for joining us and for watching the Mojo Story.
Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.